Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your preview to Southampton versus Chelsea. We are the early lunchtime kickoff tomorrow afternoon, and that is a very interesting time slot because historically big teams tend to lose these 12:30 kickoffs, so let's hope we can break the cycle. Let's hope the curse of 12:30 on a Saturday doesn't strike us tomorrow. Fingers crossed. But for me, this is a big game. This is a big game, and I'll tell you why. We have to remember, this is the game that precedes our Champions League first leg tie against Atletico Madrid. We need a big result for confidence. We need no respect. We need to go to Southampton, destroy them, come back to London and jet off to Bucharest so we can face Atletico Madrid with 100% confidence and 100% self-belief that we are going to get a result. And the only way to do that is to come off a big win. Man United managed to beat Southampton 9-0. Just like Southampton lost 9-0 last season, and that was at home. But Man United beat them at Old Trafford. How about we do it again? How about a third time lucky, yeah? How about Chelsea beat Southampton 9-0? Can we do that? I'm kidding. No disrespect to Southampton. It's not going to happen, I don't think. But I'm hoping for a big result. 3-0, 4-0, maybe 5. Why not? Something massive with huge impact would be great for us. But before we get into the actual preview, I'm going to ask you guys, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Let's get into today's nitty gritty. Southampton, Chelsea. We are in the top 4. We have finally made it back into the top 4. After a while, we had doubts. The season was going horrifically wrong. We all thought, oh my God, we're not going to qualify to the Champions League now. We're losing too many games. This is a capitulation. Well, we've managed to claw ourselves back up now. We've managed to bring ourselves back up the ladder. We're back in the top 4. Man City beating Everton the other night helped us a lot, and it means that Everton can now not go above us, which means that we have 4th. Certain. As long as we just keep winning now, we have 4th. So it's in our hands, which is good. Southampton currently sit in 13th, which is weird because they had a very, very good start to the season. Southampton under Hasenhüttl, and especially the result against Liverpool, where they beat them 1-0, and all of a sudden you thought, hey, you know, Southampton, maybe they're going to do something big. And I remember in my predictions video at the very, very start of the season, and I predicted Chelsea to win the league. That's hilarious, isn't it? I did say that I, kind of don't think it's going to happen, but I might as well say it because we all tend to get predictions wrong anyway, so I might as well just say Chelsea win the league. You never know. But I did say that Southampton would flop. And I said that they are not a side that really pose much of a threat in my mind. And they proved me wrong. And now they're proving me right. Now they've really collapsed. They're just losing games. And there is quality in that Southampton team. And we cannot just pretend that they're rubbish. They're not rubbish. They have good players. You're talking Danny Ings, Redmond. They've got Minamino on loan now from Liverpool. And he's had a bit of an impact. So fair play to him. So they can cause a little bit of a threat. We can't just undermine Southampton and pretend they're not going to do anything. But in regards to Chelsea and the way we're playing, we're doing well. We're winning. We haven't lost under Thomas Tuchel. It's looking good. Our game against Newcastle went very well, despite maybe the second half us dipping a little bit. But we were in full control, and that was very good to see. We just need to keep our thinking caps on. We need to go to Southampton, keep playing the football we're playing, and I'm sure we'll get a good result. But in terms of players, team news, some circumstances, Thomas Tuchel in the press conference gave us the lowdown. Now, I want to mention one thing, just before I go into the team news. I want to say one thing about Thomas Tuchel. It's very nice to see that he can pronounce Hakim Ziyech correctly. Yes, Thomas Tuchel. Thomas, yes. Well done. Well done, Thomas. Yes. Brilliant. Tuchel pronounces Ziyech as Ziyech. That's fantastic. It's great to hear. And I know some of you are saying, yeah, but Younes, you don't pronounce Tuchel's name correctly. Well, here's the thing, yeah? Do you want me to say Tuchel, which is, I think, the correct pronunciation, Tuchel? 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 Tuchel. Am I going to say Tuchel every single time? Because believe me, as a native English speaker, that doesn't flow. It just does not. I can't blend the two. They just don't mix. So you're going to see me struggling in a lot of videos. But I've also seen Germans themselves tell me it's Tuchel. 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 Thomas Tuchel. And I'm like, all right, which one is it? Is it Tuchel or is it Tuchel? But anyway, here's the deal. You know what I'm saying, yeah? Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel gave us the lowdown. He gave us the lowdown in terms of some players that are going to be missing, some players that are returning. It's very good to see that Tammy Abraham isn't injured. He's fine. He's trained. He's back to normal, so that's good. He will be available. Kai Havertz makes a return. Yes, he has recovered. He's back in the squad, so he will be in Southampton. I don't think he'll start. It will be very, very surprising if he somehow started. I don't see it happening, but he will be on the bench. As well as Tammy Abraham and Kai Havertz, there might be a little thing for Hakim Ziyech. Thomas Tuchel did talk about Hakim Ziyech in the press conference and did say that it's got nothing to do with Ziyech as to why he's not playing. It's down to him. He said, it's my fault. It's very hard to change something that seems to be working at the moment, and right now we are focused on that and the results. But in terms of Hakim, he's been training really well. He's been doing everything that he's supposed to do. There's no complaints about him whatsoever, and he will play. He will play. When that time comes, don't know, but he will play. So this is my thing, and I've said this in countless videos now, and especially my last one where I made the point, and I said it on Matisse's channel yesterday. There's going to be players missing out. Remember, we've got Timo Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech. Have I missed anyone out? I feel like I'm missing someone out. But anyway, there are going to be players that are missing. You cannot play all of them at the same time. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So that's why you have to expect sometimes the player that you want to see is going to be on the bench. But it's not to say he's not going to play at all. Hakim Ziyech will feature. And in terms of this lineup that I've come up with, that I think Thomas Tuchel should go with tomorrow, we'll talk about Ziyech because, well, you'll see. Pulisic is out. He's got a little, not an injury, but there's a little bit of concern in regards to his calf. He pulled out of training yesterday and is now being assessed, which means they're not going to risk him because that could turn into an injury. And you do want your best players available for Atletico Madrid. So I completely understand if Pulisic is missing tomorrow. Thiago Silva will not be featuring tomorrow. However, it looks like he's back in the squad in terms of training. And I think he will be available for selection against Atletico Madrid. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, because if he makes a comeback against Atletico, that's going to be very interesting. But let's get into the starting 11. Who do I think Thomas Tuchel should go with? Well, let's get into it. I'd go with a formation of a 3-4-2-1 for this one, and I'll explain why. Instead of the 1-2 that we went with against Newcastle, I do think that Southampton are going to possess a lot of attention on their central midfield and trying to pack the numbers out there. So if we went with a 3-4-2-1, it would mean we have a 2 and a 2, which can occupy the midfield and pack out the numbers in terms of evening out the game. I do think that Southampton are going to try and rely on, having extended amount of numbers in the middle to try and control the midfield. So instead of playing a 3-4-1-2 and having 2 up front and having that one man up the pitch and having to maybe drop a little too deep instead of being a striker, I'd rather just have the 2-1 up top and have 2 midfielders that can come in and support the double pivot. So that's my thinking behind it. I would start with Edouard Mendy in goal. Thomas Tuchel's already clarified he's the #1 goalkeeper, despite Kepa doing very well at the moment. So Edouard Mendy to start. I'd stick with the same back three: Azpilicueta, Christensen, and Antonio Rudiger. There's a few calls for Kurt Zouma, and I do hear it, and I understand because I like Kurt Zouma. Personally, I think, he'd come into this team and do very well, especially to replace an Azpilicueta or a Rudiger. But the problem is, as Tuchel said in regards to Ziyech, when you have players that are doing the job and it's working and you're winning, you're getting results, you'd want to keep the same thing. So I completely understand why Zuma's not being selected at the moment, despite me not having a problem if he were to be selected. I just think Azpilicueta, even Christensen and Rudiger are doing very well at the moment. So they stick in the back three. In terms of the double pivot, we have to go with the bromance. I'm going to call them the bromance from now on because the chemistry is strong. Valentine's Day has just gone past. It seems like they're clicking better than ever. So Jorginho alongside Mateo Kovacic, without a doubt, both of them are flying at the moment. Jorginho is looking elegant. Kovacic is looking super confident. He's bossing midfields. He's bossing games. He's doing everything that you expect him to do. Those two in the double pivot for me, without question. And it's a difficult one. Again, just like Zuma missing out, it means N'Golo Kante missing out. Which is crazy, because if you had told me a couple of months ago, hey, Younes, you're going to be on a preview saying you're going to select Jorginho and Kovacic as the double pivot and you're going to be leaving Kante on the bench, I would have told you you're absolutely mental. You need help. But yeah, here we are. 2021. Crazy things keep happening. So, That is what it is. Left wing back, Marcos Alonso. Without question. The best left wing back we got at the club. Every time he's been in that role, he seems to be doing very well. He's been playing very well under Thomas Tuchel. So for me, he starts. Right now, he's the most consistent man on our left-hand side. So he starts the game as left wing back. Right wing back, I'd go with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum Hudson-Odoi, even against Newcastle, done very, very well. I made the call to bring him a little bit more forward, so then he could occupy more of the forward areas. But even as a wing-back, he's doing everything, which is fantastic. He's bombing forward, he's contributing to the attack, he's getting back in time, he's using his intensity, he's defending very well, he's dribbling, he's getting past plays, he's combining, he's doing all sorts. Everything you require from Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's doing very well. So for me, right wing-back, Callum Hudson-Odoi. And that brings us to the two number 10s, the two central attacking midfielders, you might say. I would go with Mason Mount on the left-hand side of the two 10s up top. And Mason Mount for me right now has been absolutely brilliant. I would consider resting Mount, or not necessarily resting Mount, but just leaving him out so then he's ready for Atletico. Because for me, he starts against Atletico. But I know he can handle the intensity. I know he can handle the tight schedule. He's rested when he didn't play against Barnsley, so we know he's at 100%. He played all right against Newcastle. Wasn't fantastic, but he did good. So I expect him to keep going and stay consistent. For me, Mason Mount starts. I'm looking forward to seeing him play, and hopefully he can bang in a goal from outside the box. Mason, that would be great. Start shooting, and I'm sure one will go in. Alongside Mason Mount, now this is the call. Because yes, Kai Havertz is available, but I would start him on the bench. I wouldn't start him tomorrow. I would put him on the bench, and maybe if things are going well, or if we need to make a change, we can bring him off the bench, and he can have his first few minutes in a while. But for me, alongside Mason Mount, I would start Ziyech for tomorrow. We have to understand that right now, I don't think Ziyech is going to play against Atletico. So I feel it would be important to give him the opportunity. He's had a bit of time out. I'm sure he's been training very well, as Thomas Tuchel said himself. I think it would be wise to bring him on the pitch, let bygones be bygones, let him use his motivation, let him come onto the pitch and show what he can do. For tomorrow, I'm hoping that if we did start with a Hakim Ziyech, he would have a big impact. He would want to prove a point, and we have to give him the opportunity. I've said that Ziyech needs to adapt, even physically. He needs to adapt, and I don't want to put too much pressure on him because I know that we can expect better from him next season. After a pre-season, I think we're going to see the real Hakim Ziyech. But he needs to start somewhere. And I think even in the Premier League, against the Southampton that are not playing fantastic at the moment, I think the circumstances would suit him perfectly. As I've said, I don't think he's going to be playing against Atletico. So in the absence of Pulisic, who is not going to be available, and in the absence of Kai Havertz, who I think is going to be on the bench and not starting this one, with Callum Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back, well, that leaves a space for Ziyech to start the game and prove a point. Alongside Mason Mount, let's see what you can do. With Callum Hudson-Odoi on the overlap and him probably combining very well with Callum, I think that there's a room there for Ziyech to have a very good game tomorrow. So for me, Hakim Ziyech alongside Mason Mount. And if we go up top, Timo Werner. Now, some of you would probably say Timo Werner would probably do best alongside someone up top, but I've already explained I would rather play in this way and have the one man up top just to pack the numbers out in midfield and hopefully give the opportunity to Ziyech, then have another striker up top and sacrifice the number in midfield. I do think, yes, Werner plays well alongside somebody, but hopefully with the confidence in his goal against Newcastle, he can have a very good game tomorrow, and if he needs to come a bit deeper, he can, and hopefully we'll see good interchangeable movement between Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech and Mason Mount. Fingers crossed. And Callum Hudson-Odoi, who can attack, and we know he can track back in time. I do rely on Callum Hudson-Odoi to get into those attacking spaces and pose some sort of threat. So fingers crossed we'll have enough numbers to create chances and score goals tomorrow. But Ziyech, my eye is on him tomorrow as I expect him to start. That would be my 11. In terms of a score prediction, as I've said, we need a big result. So I'm going with a big prediction. I am going with Southampton 0, Chelsea 4. Yes, you heard that correctly. We need confidence. Don't get it twisted. We're playing Atletico on Tuesday. We need to be motivated. We need to be hungry. No respect. No nothing. We need to go and be ruthless. Go to Southampton and put them to the sword. Kill them in their backyard. That's what we need to do. Not literally. I don't want 11 dead bodies on the pitch after the game, please. I'm talking hypothetically, right? But we need a big result. And I'm hoping that the lads can go out there, get it, and then let's fly off to Bucharest and let's take it to Atletico. Come Come on, lads. Anyway, that's my prediction. Let me know what you think in the comment section below in regards to the team news. Who would you start in the starting 11? Your score predictions. Let me know. I would love to hear it. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Don't forget, tomorrow I will be doing a watch along. So make sure your eyes are peeled. You're here for the watch along starting at 12:30 tomorrow. Kickoff time, lunchtime. Hopefully, as I've said, we don't get subject to the curse of the 12:30 on a Saturday. And then afterwards, I will give you my match review as well. So I'll see all of you on the watch along. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.